Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Chess King, and today we are going to learn a very deadly thing in a middle game strategies that is known as the bishop clearance actually. If you know this bishop clearance, then we can easily fool our opponent and win the match very easily. To know and to learn this technique, we need to watch a full video, then we can only understand the positions where we can use these tactics. So let's start, my friends. You can see that this is what to play and win the match over here. Now there is a bishop on h7. If there is no bishop on h7, then our queen can easily come on h7 and it cannot do a checkmate. But there is a bishop which is making a trouble actually. So we need to make a bishop clear over here. That's the first answer that white has to play, that is bishop to g8 check by his rook, and this king has to be moved over here. And if you try to make your king move, then there is a checkmate on h7. So first we did a clear of our bishop, then we use a checkmate by our queen. So over here if you try to put our queen, then you just lost a match, or there is a checkmate over here. So let's go to the another puzzle which will be little difficult from this puzzle. This is our second positions, where you can see that white has a very attacking position because white pieces occupying the ideal attacking stations. And if you can see the black, because the black positions has something gone trebly wrong with his early middle game strategies. So white has a very good positions because he has a two knight on a same rank and he has a two bishops. He's simply attacking to this king side, and we have supporting queen on c2. So this is white to play and win. If you can, then please pause this video and try by yourself. The first obvious answer that white has to play over here is the bishop h7 is just a check over here. If king, there is only one move that he has to play, that is king on h8, and after bishop to g8 we are clearing our bishop to give a checkmate on h7. So there this bishop cannot be taken, otherwise there is checkmate on h7, or if you try to take this knight, then again there is a checkmate on h7. So in both sequence there will be checkmate if anything will be taken over here. So after bishop to g8 you cannot take either knight or either bishop. We have to make another move. The black has to move over here is g6. There is only one move because this diagonal is closed by this g6 pawn over here. Now what white has to play over here? We have a good two knights over here. We will use this one. So that white played over here is bishop cross f7. Oh my god, black position has totally gone wrong, and worse you can say actually. Now black has few options that he can play. One is pawn cross knight, or knight rook cross bishop, or something else he can play. Let's see one by one both each. If h cross g5, then queen cross g6 is just a winning because there is a checkmate on h5. So if you try to play, that is bishop to g7, then after queen takes knight, and after bishop to h6, and after queen to h5 is just a checkmate. So after queen to g6 is just wrong. So after bishop to f7 you cannot play h cross g5. If you try to play rook cross f7, then this is also a wrong move actually, because after knight e cross f7 there are few options that black can play. If you try to come on g7, or if you try to come on g8, then both are totally wrong for you, because if you try to come on g8, then we have a simple winning move by playing queen g6, and after king to f7 or f8, then we have a easily fork on deadly fork, you can say that. Now king has to move and there is a queen has gone from the board, so you cannot play this one. Or if you try to play rook cross f7, and after knight e cross f7 you have to come here. Then again we have a very good move on the board, that is knight cross d8, because this queen cannot take this knight because there is a fork on e6, and you have to go somewhere, and your king queen is going to lost from the board. So after king cross g7, and again there's a knight takes, and if you try to take your bishop, then again you're going to get a fall from this knight on e6. So from in both sequence you're going to lose your queen, or otherwise you're going to lose a game. So after bishop cross f7, this bishop cannot be taken by rook, or if you try to play something else, you're going to lose. So let's go to the another puzzle. This is our third puzzle actually. You can see that again white has a very good positions, where white has two deadly bishops attacking to his king side, and black has also equal pieces, but positions make a difference between both. White has a very good position. This is white to play and win. If you can, then please pause this video and try by yourself. The first obvious answer that white has to play over here is bishop to g5, bishop to g5, attacking to his queen, and if queen goes like queen to e6, then there is a fork by playing d5, and queen has to play somewhere else, then we have an extra piece on the board. After bishop cross c6 and bishop cross c6 and queen takes, and simply we are going to make a bishop side to over here is. So after bishop to g5, if your opponent try to think or extra mind, then he's going to be lost from this game, because after trying to play that is h cross g5, then will be a checkmate over here is, because after h cross g5 attacking to his queen, and if his queen goes anywhere, then we have a starting puzzle position over here. After bishop cross h7 check and king to h8, and after queen to bishop to g8, we have a king cross g8 and queen to h7 is just a checkmate. Or over here, after h cross g5, if your opponent think that he can play knight cross d4, his idea is to, if you're going to take your his his queen, then he's also going to take your queen. But this is not the idea of white actually. After knight cross d4, again there will be a checkmate in few moves, because after bishop to h7 check, and after king to h8, and after queen bishop to g8, you cannot take this bishop, otherwise there is a checkmate. So you have to play a move of your queen. So after again a rook takes h6, and after king takes bishop, and we have a checkmate on queen h7. So this is very deadly con for black. So let's move to the another puzzle. This is our last puzzle, but this puzzle has a very great venom, and this is very difficult to solve actually. So let's start. This is white to play and win. You can see that white has a very good position over here, where he has two bishops and two knights and two rooks, which is attacking directly to his king over here. But black has also a same thing, but the positions are different. So let's start. Over here, this is white to play, and what white can play over here. The first answer that white has to play, that he has to clear his bishop, that is the bishop s6. So this is our first move. After playing bishop to s6, there are lots of opportunities to play. If black tries to play like bishop cross s6, then he is going to be lost very soon, because after queen cross s6 and knight, here you can see that black can play either knight to h5, either knight to b3. Both are going to be lost. Let's see one by one each. If he try to play knight cross b3, then after a cross b3, and after knight to h5, stopping his rook diagonal. So we have a rook sacrifice over here. We no need to our rook. G cross h5 and queen to g5 check, and king to f8, and after queen to h5, there is a check method on h8. So it has to be stopped by playing f6 or something else. So this is not going to be also stopped by playing rook to h1, and after e6 there is a checkmate in few moves. After queen to h8, king to f7, and rook to h7 check, and after king to g6, and after rook to g7, it's just a checkmate over here. So after bishop h6 and bishop cross h6, and after queen cross h6, if we try to play not crossing this knight, not crossing this bishop, we try to play knight to h5, then this is also going to be lost because after queen takes this pawn, and you can see that this pawn cannot be taken because we have a bishop on b3, and if we try to play like knight to g7, then this is a checkmate on queen crosses f7. So in all cases he is going to be lost. Over here if we try to play like bishop to h6, is this is the he has to play over here, otherwise in any case he's going to be lost. So after bishop to h8 we have a great move on the board, that is bishop to f8, clearing our bishop and opening the queen and rook diagonal on a file over here. So after bishop to f8, black has lots of opportunity that he has to play. He can play either king cross bishop or rook cross bishop, or either knight to h5 stopping his file, and after bishop knight takes bishop. In all cases black is going to lose. Let's see one by one. If black plays like king cross f8, then we have a rook cross h8 check, and after knight cross knight g8 and queen h6 check and king to e8, we have a rook to g8 is just a checkmate. So that bishop cannot be taken by that king. So after bishop h6 and bishop to h8, and after bishop to f8, this bishop cannot be taken by his queen king. So if we try to take by this rook, then this is also going to be lost because after rook cross h8 check and king h8 and queen h6 check and king to g8, and after queen to g8 check, and this queen cannot be taken because we have a bishop on b3, and after king to h8 and rook to h1 and bishop h3, these all are the going to be lost, and rook h3 and knight to h7, and this is a checkmate over here. So after bishop to f8, you can see that king takes and rook takes is going to be lost. And now we have a two opportunity that he can play knight, or otherwise he can take this bishop. So let's check what will happen if we play like knight to h5. Now we have a good move on the board, that is knight to d5 over here, attacking to the queen. Now queen has two possibilities that he can play either queen to d8 or queen to b8. In both cases is going to be lost. Let's check one by one. After queen to d8, we have a good move, that is bishop cross e7, and after queen to e8, rook cross h5, exchanging our piece and taking the knight. After g cross h5 and a queen cross and queen g5 and king to h7, there is a checkmate in few moves because after queen to h5, king to g8, and after queen to g5 check and bishop to g7 and knight to f6 check, and after king to h8 and queen to h5 check, and after bishop to h6, we have a checkmate on one. So he cannot play knight to h5 over here. Or if we try to play after queen to d8, if we try to play suppose like queen to b8, then again this is also very easy to do. After bishop to e7, these both move are same, and knight to b3, and after a cross b3, bishop to d4 and queen d4, and after queen to a7, try to exchange his queen, and after knight to f6 check, or if we try to take this knight, then we have a bishop takes, and there is a checkmate on h8. So after any move he is going to lose because rook to h8 is just a checkmate over here. So after bishop to f8, he cannot play knight to h5. So if suppose he tried to play knight cross b3, this is the last variation of this game actually, and after a cross b3 and after knight to h5, we have a good move on the board, that is rook sorry knight to d5 attacking to the queen, and we are going to the same line again. We got a same line because queen d8 and bishop e7 and queen to e8, and after rook to h5 and g cross h5 and queen takes bishop d7 after knight to f6 check, and after king to h8 and after queen to h5 and after bishop to h6 check, bishop to h6 we have a check, and after queen to h6 it's just winning. So thank you for watching my video. Hope you like it, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and have a nice day. Bye bye.